Hello and welcome wherever in the world you might be. The long wait is over. It is time to restart the engines, dust off the Wilson, and get started with the Women's Series in 2025. First up on the tour, a familiar one. Chengdu, China features as the very first of 17 announced stops on the tour this year. We got some new stops for you as well, with first ever events in the Netherlands, Indonesia, and Austria. All of it will culminate in a final all the way in September. It is our third time in the Panda City after stops in 2019 as well as 2024. And action underneath the Chengdu Twin Towers should be hotter than hot pot the next 2 days. That is right. We will be with you all day today, where 12 teams will battle it out in 4 pools of 3. Then we shift to the knockout rounds tomorrow to determine who will pick up a win and that much coveted bag, and a bag can be made here. Women's Series features over $1 million in prize money on the season, plenty of which can be won here in Chengdu. Top teams in action as the world number 1 will play. But first, let's get you reacquainted with the rules of 3x3.
Yo, what's good? My name is Kyle Montgomery, aka the voice of 3x3. And if for some reason you still don't know the rules of 3x3, it is time to tap in. Class is officially in session. So on our half court, you've got 2 teams of 3 players with 1 additional substitute on the bench. Yo, what's up, sub? Can I check in? In 3x3, even the ball is different. This is the official Wilson right here. Trust me, it's groovy, baby. This game is pedal to the metal. 10-minute game clocks, just 12-second shot clocks, and a first to 21 scoring format for the win. If a team doesn't score 21 points, all they have to do is outscore their opponent within 10 minutes. And you know we keep it street. In this game, we score by 1s and 2s. Anything inside the arc is worth 1. Anything outside of the arc is worth 2. Still got it. And this game is all gas, no brakes. Literally, after the opening check ball, play is continuous. Make or miss, offense turns to defense, just like that. This 10-minute sprint is just getting started. We'll see you at the top.
We'll see you at the top, and top contenders we'll see out here in Chengdu over the next few days. Take a look at the pools. We got Pool A, which looks like the toughest one in the competition, with favorites Netherlands and Australia. The world number 1 player, Noortje Driessen, will lace him up against rising star Meile Goodchild. Pool B interesting as well, where the Ulaanbaatar Amazons, former Mongolia, will take that crazy 1-2 punch with Ulaanbaatar and Bat Erdeen into a rematch of the Asia Cup's quarterfinals against Kai Pingle and the Philippines. But anyway, we start with Pool D. Thailand and Yuanda Meile. Thailand actually a team to watch out for as well, with Ratchakorn Udomsuk, a proven scorer. Let's check him out. This is Thailand coming out. And again, this team, this is the team that featured for the Asia Cup in 2025. They got all the way to the quarterfinals. I mentioned Udomsuk. She averaged 6.7 points per game, had a really good run at the Champions Cup this year as well. 4 events played for Udomsuk last year, and she was at 7.8 points per game. Almost shot 30% from 2. There she is, Ratchakorn Udomsuk, the lead on this squad. She's joined by Kunchan, Sumat, and Rungryung. They were 18th in the standings last year. Best result was a runners-up finish at Wuhan. They lost to China in the finals, and they will start play out here today. They come in as your number 4 seed. There's Thailand. Then they're going to be taking on Yuanda Meile. Yuanda, a no name for people that have been following the women's series for a few years, in 2023 they had a squad called SC Yuanda. This is a fully new team though. 3 players with not a lot of 3x3 experience. The only women on this squad that has played before was on that SC Yuanda team in 2023. That's Zhang. The other 3, we'll have to see what they can bring. Unknown commodities. They got some height. They probably have some heart. And there's Meile Zhang. As mentioned before, she was on a previous iteration of this squad. And I'm sure she'll bring the veteran leadership. There's Yuanda, Meile, Zhong Yixiong, Ying Yishu, Tong Chiao, and Meile Zhang. And as you all take a look at the crowd, we will toss the coins. And both teams get ready to take the court here and start off Pool D action. Again, action will continue all day today. We'll be with you for the next few hours. Games don't stop till right around 9 o'clock local time when we finish up Pool A play. Then tomorrow we'll start at 4 p.m. local time with the quarterfinals and the knockout rounds. Prize ceremony will commence right around 8 o'clock, 7:30 I'd say, at night. And this is not the only action. Chengdu is featured on a double stop here. A Women's Series event today and tomorrow, as well as a World Tour Masters on the men's end, which will start tomorrow as well. Now again, all players getting warmed up, getting ready. First action of the year. It's been a long wait. Some of these teams have featured in the Asia Cup or the Champions Cup. Mainly Thailand out of these 2. All the other teams have been off since September of last year. Seems to be finally over. We're getting ready out here in Chengdu. First stop on the Women's Series 2025 about to start. Let's get it on. Here we go. Thailand with the first possession. Go for a handoff. Udamsuk can shoot it. Starts off blazing with a 2. Great start for Thailand to get the first bucket underneath the basket. Good feed for Yuanda. And a foul on the play, or at least a whistle. We'll take a look. Size advantage underneath the basket. There's Chow. They go to Udamsuk again. She is a known commodity, a proven scorer. Runs out of time in this one. Ball remains with the team. Kunshan. Kunshan, shifty. This is the layup. Rebound caught by Udamsuk. Up and in. The bump and the bucket. Thailand looking sharp early in this one. Look at Kunshan again. She gets to the cup. The layup's missed, but Udamsuk in the right spot. Catches the contact and finishes with the lay. All 3 points for Thailand so far out of the hands of their superstar. Chakwan Udamsuk. Again, a known scorer, known commodity. She is again. Yuanda now. They got the size advantage. Chow. Again, this is a fully new squad for Yuanda. Only one remaining member from that team from a few years ago in Zhang will now catch the Wilson. Here's Zhang from distance. No. Sean almost faked out herself. Dribbling drive by Sumat. Easy lay. The 25-year-old getting buckets. Now she had a height disadvantage. Chow could not play it though. Sumat with the fight. But look again. Getting shifty as Sumat flips it up and in. Feed inside for Yuanda. Miss again though. Transition now for Thailand. Kunchan, whistle on the play. Nine on the shot clock. Udomsuk on the move. Gets to the cup underneath. She's so crafty with it. Another bucket for Ratchakor Udomsuk. Now she has to contend with the height of Cho though. Cho underneath. Another miss. Thailand in the driver's seat in this one so far. Spin cycle. Big bucket. Thailand up big in this one. 7-2 early in this game. Offensive motor for the Thai women is non-stop. Look at this. Kunchan. Hand of action for Yuanda. Zhang down low. Big feed to Xiong, who was wide open. Actually, I stand corrected. That is Su. Sumat with the big board. Udomsuk again to the cup. Lefty lay is okay. And it's 8-3. Thailand's getting whatever they want, especially Udomsuk, who can get to the basket at will. Zhang fighting underneath the basket. No money. Yuanda Meile come in as your 12th seed in this one. So far, haven't been able to outplay the size advantage. They do have the height. They haven't been able to knock down their layups. Xiao back in the game. This might help. Xiong. No. Sumat. Thailand here in the non-Udomsuk minutes. Udomsuk on the bench. And this is the time they have to survive. Again, Udomsuk is that main scorer for the squad. See you here, number 29 on the back. She's got most of the points in this one. And this is her body of work so far, getting to the cup at will, finishing with the lefty lay. Started off the game with a big bucket from outside as well. Lungyang's gotten to the cup. Couldn't finish that one. Udomsuk there to clean the mess though. Anyway, that's our first TV timeout over. Get back to it. Zhang. Big shot. Su's got the height advantage. Can she finish though? Off the backboard, yes, up and in. And Yuanda back within 4. Oh, big step through there from Sumat. Nothing there. Gets her own board. Fresh 12-second shot clock. Oh, the speed. Oh, she misses the layup. Rungryang was wide open, but the 27-year-old couldn't convert. Zhang with space. Lines one up. Much needed two-point shot there for Yuanda. Back within two. Underneath the basket. There she is again, Udomsuk. Size advantage again, not played out by Yuanda. Su couldn't convert underneath the basket. Physicality, a problem for Yuanda so far, but this is huge. Zhang from distance lines him up. Now an offensive foul called. As you saw in the rules clip earlier, we don't take individual fouls in this game at 3x3. We will take team fouls though. As you can see on the board, it's 4-3 in team fouls. Once we get to 7, that's where the problems start. I'll get to that when we get to it though. Here, foul on the play. That is the 4th on Yuanda. Not the 41st like you can see on the scoreboard here. Kunchan couldn't convert. Transition for the Chinese, who get a bucket with a bump. Su with the physicality, draws the contact. Take a look. Height advantage outplayed, finally off the glass and in. And Su with the strike for one more. Yuanda creeping closer after a hot start from the tie. And Su converts from the stripe as well. We are within one. Udomsuk with all the speed, slow steps, and a make for the Thai star who's at it in this game. And there goes Yuanda again, finally finding that height. Su under the basket. That's the advantage for the Chinese. They have much more size than the Thai. Thailand playing together though. Lunglian, no. Udomsuk, also no. Whistle on the play, that's probably a shot clock violation. Chow underneath. Foul called. And this is number 6 on Thailand. Next one will be in the bonus. At the 7th foul, every non-offensive foul will be 2 free throws upcoming for the other team. Spots you don't want to be in. Zhang. Driving left, Zhang, righty lay, no good. Battle for the boards. Sumat comes away with it, Udomsuk. Udomsuk gets her cookies taken. And Zhang is wide open for a 2-point shot. That splashes, and Yuanda Meile up 1 point. First lead of the game for the Chinese. Thailand's offensive firepower has stalled slightly here in the later parts of the game. Sumat, no. Trying to go one-on-one. Look at this. Zhang, quick hands, just takes the cookies from Udomsuk and then splashes up a 2. Another long distance shot lined up, no good. It's been Yuanda's game as of late. They've outplayed their height advantage. They've gotten to the basket. Defense is clamped down. Can Thailand refine their offense? So sharp to start the game. Lian. Both teams now at the bonus. 6 fouls apiece. Next foul, defensive foul anyways, will be 2 free throws. Rungrian, no, denied. 7 on the shot clock. Rungrian looking for space. Pick and roll game not in effect. The chemistry is broken for Thailand for now. Game remains tied at 11 as we get to our second TV timeout. Both teams will look to get their heads on straight and everything lined up for the last 3 minutes and 57 seconds as they try to take their first win of 2025 on the women's series. As you take a look back at the moving pictures, Thailand actually featured in Chengdu last year. They placed 4th in the event, an event that Australia ended up winning. So they're not unfamiliar with the surroundings here in the capital of Sichuan. Zhang. Xiao. Back to Zhang. Zhang no space, but there goes Xiao to the basket. A lot of room, and there goes that 7th foul. Overly physical on the tie. Kunchian raises up her hands in apology, but look, comes in for the double team. Smacks Xiao on the arm, and that'll be 2 free throws for Yuanda Meile at a crucial stage of the game. Xiao, splash ball on the first. Second one's a miss, so a 1-point lead for Yuanda now. You have the rebound, ball in possession is Zhang. Zhang working behind the screen. Zhang trying to create, no one there. Zhang all open, but no connection. Like the Wi-Fi is broken, and then Thailand back in. Udom-suk looking to create one-on-one. Has to take a scoop shot here. That's a difficult lay. And one with the foul as well. That was a glitch in the matrix. No way she just did that. Wow, look at this against the way taller Xiao. That's a scoop shot if I've ever seen one. Rachakor Udom-suk lifting her team possibly above and beyond Yuanda. Misses the free throw though. 2 free throws again because it's the 7th foul. Even on an and one. So we'll see the 25-year-old try to line one up yet again. Udom-suk misses both free throws. Uh-oh. Zhang. Zhang, no space and an offensive foul. She hooked Sumat. Used that off arm to create some space. Now this is an offensive foul, so we'll not be seeing any free throws. Substitutions, Su back in the game, Xiao back out of the game. We have Sumat, Udom-suk, and Kunchan for Thailand. Sumat, pick and roll game, Kunchan, no. 3 minutes left to go in this one, a tight contest. Good hands by Kunchan. 6 on the shot clock remains for Yuanda to get a shot. Kunchan, also a member of that Asia Cup team for Thailand. Averaged 4 points per game on her way to the quarterfinals. New member on the squad for the women's series, though. She didn't play last year. Oh, big bucket underneath. Su out muscling Kunchan there. And here goes Udom-suk again. Spin cycle, steps through, big bucket yet again. Udom-suk is just hooping here. My goodness. Look again at Udom-suk. This move should be in art school. That's how pretty it is. Up and under. Easy take. Game tied at 13. We'll see some free throws coming up for Su, though. Both teams at 8 fouls. Su. Money on the first. Su secures 2 points for her squad. This could be a crucial lead here, 15-13. Oh, give and go action, easy money. Thailand cut it right back down to 1. Chow. Quick for a step and a bump. That's an offensive foul, though. Look again at Udomsuk moving without the ball, getting wide open for an easy lay. She's got most of the points for her squad. Kuchang looks like she got hit in the nostrils, though. Look at Chow here. Oh, yes, that is an offensive foul. Created some space with the off arm and hit her right in the bridge of the nose. Now, that's the 9th foul on Yuanda Meile. Next foul, 10 fouls, is the double bonus. That's when every foul starts being 2 free throws as well as possession, a place you definitely don't want to be. Udomsuk, travel called. Turnover Thailand at a crucial stage of the game. She can't believe it. Opportunity for Yuanda Meile here to go up even more and come away with the upset. Again, this is your 12th seed facing your 4th seed. Oh, never mind. That is foul number 10 on Yuanda Meile. Here I was thinking it was a travel, but we'll see. Ratchakorn Udomsuk on the stripe for 2, and in Thailand will retain possession. She missed the last few. No 2 free throws though, so possibly a technical foul. Yuanda back in possession, so that was a technical foul. And game remains at 15-15 with 120 ticks to go. Zhang chases down her own board. Su to Zhang. Zhang steps back, laces up another one, and it's missed. Rebounds are all for Yuanda though. Another opportunity for Zhang. I'd say 3 times the charm, but it's not. They go back to Udomsuk. No space, good defense by Chow. Suma, midi pull-up is blocked. Zhang sent that back. Zhang then lines another one up from range, and again, 4 times now she gets an open look. You can't give somebody that many shots. Udomsuk underneath with the answer. Thailand back within 1. Chow now. Chow, no, good defense. Chow, though, gets her own board, finishes it up. 2-point lead for the Chinese. Thailand, what seems like a desperation heave. We got plenty of time left, but Kunchan wanted to get one and could not. Take a look at this, though. Take that back somewhere else, please. And Zhang then, right away, splash ball. Yuanda here outplaying that size mismatch. Zhao's got the height, she's got the heart, and she's got the 18th point for her team. We got 63 ticks left on the clock. Thailand looking at a 2-point deficit, and your number 4 seed in trouble here early. Possession Yuanda. Zhang, they go down low right away. Xiao. Uh-oh. Xiao in trouble. Couldn't finish. Gets her own rebound. Tied up underneath the basket. Udomsuk comes away with it. Udomsuk to Rongyang. Kunchan looking to create some space. They are looking for Udomsuk. She steps back and leaves everyone in the dust with a big 2. Oh my goodness. Zhang on the other end with the answer. Now Yuanda's up to it's 20-18. Oh my word, Udomsuk, they need one and she gets that bucket. travel called, so it's 20-19, 21.2 seconds to go. What a game to start the action here in Chengdu. Zhang has just been unconscious from range. And a timeout now for teams to come up with what they think is the game-winning play here, either on defense or on offense. See a few more possessions because, as you know, this game at 3x3's got a 12-second shot clock. But Ulaanbaatar comes up huge when it matters most. Thailand in possession. They need 2 points to get to 21, and 21 points will get you a win no matter what. Curious to see who they're going to go to. My guess would be Ratchakorn Ulaanbaatar, who's been incredible in this one. Rungrian to Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar decides to take a drive, skips the cue, gets to the rack, 20-20. Yuanda need a bucket. Thailand need a stop. Good defense there. Who's that out on? Ulaanbaatar says it might be hers, but take a look at this one. Speeds to the rack, lefty lay as a result. The game's tied at 20. It's a nail biter, this one, 7.1 seconds on the clock. Possession to Thailand, who have an opportunity here to win. Again, a score will get them over the hump, as 21 points means the end of the game. Referees want to take a look at how much time should be left on the clock. Crucial stop here for Yuanda Meile, or crucial bucket here for Thailand. They go to Rungrian, to the basket, a fading shot, and it's off the rim. And that means we're heading to overtime. 20-20 to score. The game clock runs out. And our first OT of the Women's Series Tournament happens in the very first game. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the rules, here's how this is going to go. Shot clock remains on, but the game clock gets turned off. And then the first team to score 2 points will get a win. That's how overtime in 3x3 functions. Team that didn't get possession to start the game will get possession here in overtime, which is crucial. Again, you want to either get to the cup or get a quick bucket from two. A 2-point shot will end the game. Yuanda in possession. They go with Qiao, Su, and Zhang. Zhang driving to the basket. Stops on a dime, but no make. Kuchang with the board. Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar looking at Su. Ulaanbaatar crosses up, righty scoop, misses the shot. And a whistle on the play. I think there's going to be a foul called. Who's that on? Is that a foul on Thailand? Yes, it is. The 9th foul on Thailand. Look at Ulaanbaatar. She gets to the rack but can't convert, and then a foul on Qiao. Means we'll see Qiao on the line. Tong Sao, the 25-year-old, in our first Women's Series experience. A make puts her team up one. A second make will win the game for them. And here we go. King Qiao put the game on ice. And she can. Yuanda Meile come away with the upset here. Oh my goodness. 22-20 in your number 12 seed facing your number 4 seed. And Yuanda Meile, just incredible. Take the game to new heights. It was Thailand to start this one, but Yuanda Meile to finish it with 2 big free throws from 25-year-old Tong Qiao. to put the game away. And there's your first game in Pool D action. Take a look back at this one. It was Thailand to start things, but Yuanda turned the game upside down like a horror ending for Thailand anyways. Y'all take a look at the moving pictures. What a way to start this women's series in 2025. Our first overtime, and Yuanda Meile coming away with the win. Anyways, we will shift our attention to Pool C. We'll see China and Kazakhstan in action for the first time. Your home team headlining that Pool C action. Fully new squad for the Chinese. We'll get you acquainted with Kazakhstan first. Kazakhstan, their last hurrah was the Asia Cup. They placed 19th, couldn't get out of the qualifying draw. 3 members of that squad remain here. Gammer, one of them. Here's Zaki Polva, who was also on that Asia Cup squad. And Dilnaz Yurkabe as well. So again, 3 returning members from the Asia Cup. A new member added in Kaukanova. And there's your team, Kazakhstan, in the beautiful light blue. They're up for a tall task, though, as they're going to be faced off with your 3rd seed. It's China. A new look for China, though. We're used to seeing certain names on here, but here's a fully new member of the squad. Meng Zhu went off at the Asia Cup, 7.4 points per game for her. She looks to be headlining this new iteration of the China team. She's joined by Duolingu, who was on the Chinese under-23 team last year. Moving into the main squad this year, there's Wang Xiali. She was on the under-24 team. Both teams made it to the Women's Series Finals in 2024, and again, will feature on the main Chinese team here in 2025. Chinese team obviously anxious to come out here and play in front of their home crowd. And as both teams will get warmed up a little bit, you'll try to get ready for what's looking like good action. China usually plays with a lot of height, and they certainly have that in Engyu Yang, who stands 195 tall. Again, a very new member of the squad. Hasn't played much 3x3 yet. Yang, the only addition to the team that picked up bronze at the Asia Cup in March. That team also featured Yu Yong Lee. And there's Zhu again at the Asia Cup on their way to bronze. 7.4 points per game. She's going to be a tough one to stop for this Kazakhstan squad, as well as the height of Yang. A lot of experience on this Chinese team. Li winning a women's series stop in Debrecen last year. China's definitely going to look to start shooting twos in this one as well. They didn't convert in the Asia Cup. Only 20% of their shots from two were made. They did have the highest volume out of all teams in the field, though. And again, this could be a transition phase for the Chinese team, which we saw featuring Li Wang and Zhang last year. Ming Chen as well. Those women not on the squad this year. Not yet anyways. And let's get it going. Full C action on deck here from Chengdu. They go into Yang right away. Loses to Wilson. Gamer. No. Yurkabai with the board. Can't convert. Underneath, there's Yang, and again, that size advantage for the Chinese is going to be a problem for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, their tallest player is Zakipova at 182. Well, that's a 13-centimeter difference. Yurkabai. Finished underneath the basket. Great rebound. Now China will go inside. But Dilnaz Yurkabai with the first bucket for Kazakhstan. This federation's been very active in 3x3 as of late. Had a chance to hang out with some of their personnel at the Utsunomiya World Tour stop last week. What a bucket from Yang. Scoop-de-doop, up and in. Zhu, splash ball. Yurkabai loses to Wilson. Li picks up. Yang to Li. Makes a Li. Hesitation. Lefty lay, no good. Transition now for Kazakhstan. Yurkabai. Yurkabai from way outside, no good. Back to it with Wenxia Li. A lot more outside shooting than what we're used to from Chinese teams. Again, the Chinese teams of yesteryear featured gigantic inside players in Jiting Zhang, for instance. Not to say that they don't have that now, as Yang stands at 195 still, but a lot more outside shooting on this squad, which I think is the way to go in 3x3. Gamer. Underneath, scoop shot with two hands up and in. Look at this, two hands underneath, just enough on it to get that in. Oh, big bucket underneath for Li. Easy finish. Gamer. Lost the handle. They go back to Zhu. Zhu. And a whistle on the play. Down to Yang. Yang looking to create some space. There's a whistle. Foul on the play. Oh, good screen and roll action. Zhu can't convert though. Kazakhstan looking at a 3-point deficit in this one. Yurkabai. Yurkabe finds some space for a shot and uses the glass like a bartender. 5-4. Big bucket. China's answer coming from Hu. But Hu can't convert. Take a look back at Dilma's Yurkabe. Just enough space for a shot. Off the glass and in. Screening action for Kazakhstan. They get Yurkabe another look, and she do it again. This time, no conversion, but a foul on the play. First foul on China as we get to our TV timeout. We'll see Dilma Yurkabe come back with 2 free throws after this one with an opportunity to tie the game at 5 early. So Kazakhstan showing signs of life here. They didn't start the game off great, but they found some offense here. Take a look back at the moving images. This is mainly China's offense. Look at Yang with the scoop. Spinning and winning on that one. Who's also winning is Yurkabe. Gets both, they'll go down, and a lead for Kazakhstan here. Yang, lefty hook, drops. Look at that. Beautiful pick and roll game from Kazakhstan. They leave Lee open though. Wencha Lee off the glass as well. Answers with a deuce. 8-7 now. This game is going back and forth. Why not? My goodness, Zakipova. I don't know where she pulled that from, but it dropped. And Lee again, it's raining twos here in Chengdu in our first Pool C game. Who wide open. Gamma, no, stop. Transition back to Lee. Can't convert on the shot. Foul called on the rebound. That's number 4 on Kazakhstan. They're having trouble keeping Yang away from the basket. Again, that height difference coming into play. Yeah. Give and go action. Who can't control the Wilson? But a whistle on the play, and who tumbling over the A-board on the side here. Luckily, she's up and moving. As you can clearly see, this game of 3x3 is 10 minutes of mayhem. No breaks, no breathers, just buckets. No bucket on that one, and the shot clock is running out. So Kazakhstan turn it over. Look at this. Yurkabe's shot gets sent back. Possession back over to China. They go to Lee. To Lee. And another whistle on the play. That's the 5th foul on Kazakhstan. Who? Trying to find a lot of space behind those screens, and who can't convert on this one, but it's open shot after open shot. Zakipova, no. Yang underneath for sure with the bump as well. Look at this quick transition, a bucket and a bump, bump, bump. So Yang will step to the free throw stripe. That's foul number 6 on Kazakhstan, who are dangerously close to that bonus territory. Yang, money. Big lead here for China, 12-9. As we're about to hit the halfway mark in this one. Zakipova, no space, pulls one over Yang, it's blocked. 2 on the shot clock. And a turnover on Kazakhstan, who lost some of that offensive magic. And they have to contend with Yang, who steps back from the post. Gamma, midi, money. Trying to go to the block again. We take a look back at Gamma. 12-10. Maybe tighter than some expected before. China, the heavy favorite in the pool, coming in as your 3rd seed. Kazakhstan, not lower ranked. They are your 11th seed in this one. But they're keeping it close. 3-point lead now for China. Oh, she took her on a drive. Righty off the glass for Yurkabe. Lido coming away with the answer. This China team's got so many weapons. Yurkabe from the Enlio logo, no. Couldn't convert. And an opportunity for China to go up big here. Lee slashing and making. And China's taking advantage of the fact that Kazakhstan cannot play physical anymore. They're at 6 fouls. Next one again will be 2 free throws. They don't want to risk that. And a timeout on the floor at a 16-11 score, and this game is popping off like a confetti cannon. As you took a look at Lee, who's been wonderful in this one. Getting scores left and right, lining them up from long range and getting her teammates involved as well. Aisha Lee definitely got up for this one. 3:40 left on the clock. Can Kazakhstan mount a comeback, or is this going to be China running out the game in the next few minutes here? Again, once we get to 21, this game is on ice. No matter the clock. Kazakhstan needs some offensive help. They need to stop first, though. It's Hoop taking the check. Low shot clock, so has to put up a heave. That is missed and out of bounds. Post play here for Kazakhstan. They need a bucket. Not a lot of space for a shot, and that shot's blocked as well. Not a great possession there for Kazakhstan, who now have to contend underneath the basket with Zhu. And Zhu does score 17-11. China running up that lead. Zakipova, no. Oh, that's an errant pass if I've seen one. Right on the toes and out of bounds. China sitting comfortable. They are in the driver's seat. 17 points, only 2 fouls as well. Disciplined defense by the Chinese. Yurkabe looking for space. Yilmaz Yurkabe. Shot clock runs out. No awareness of that 12 seconds. They'll creep up on you quick. Possession back to the Chinese, and this new look China team looking pretty good in this one. Yang underneath. This on the floor. And I think that's an offensive foul. Turnover now for Kazakhstan. And it's China taking over again. Hu midi. Push shot. No, Yang is out there to catch that Wilson. Yang using her size, no good. They get it back to Hu though. No rebound for Kazakhstan, and it's punished by Hu, raining from long range. Yurkabay, no friendly bounds, and Kazakhstan looks like it might be curtains for them, especially as they have to deal with Yang underneath the basket, 20-11. I don't think we're going to get to the end of the clock in this one. Gammer driving, bumping, and hitting. An and one for Gammer. This is what Kazakhstan needed, and they needed it very badly. Gammer on the free throw line here. Can't convert, and China game point in their hands, 20-12. The score will do them in, and they got a wide open roll, but couldn't get to Zhu. Yeah. They go looking for Zhu again. Zhu underneath the basket, scoop shot no good, gets her own rebound again. 2 offensive rebounds, and this time Zhu will convert underneath the basket. It's a 21-12 win for a dominant-looking China team who not only have the height advantage, they also have the shooting ability of Wengshe Li and Mengyun Zhu, as well as Dueling Hu. On the outside, Li and Hu, the 20-year-olds, really showed out in this one. Ranked number 1 and 2 in China, and China gets that first W in Pool C action over Kazakhstan. Take a look back at the moving pictures from this game. And it was a good contest. Kazakhstan came out and had some firepower early, but it was too much China down the stretch. We keep it moving out here in Chengdu as we shift our attention to Pool B. First look at the Ulaanbaatar Amazons as well as Bangkok CT. 2 new teams on the Women's Series. The Ulaanbaatar Amazons have some familiar names though. There is Nading Husel Nyamjov, a new member to the Mongolian 3x3 ecosystem. All three other names, though, are a little bit familiar. You might have heard of these ladies before, not too sure. Wisi Bubu Murat coming out, and she's joined by Ulaanbaatar, the Mongolian star. We've seen her featured on Team Mongolia for years, and now a member of this Ulaanbaatar Amazons team. She's joined by the second hand in that 1-2 punch, Adil Tsetsek Bat Erdin, the 24-year-old. This is your Ulaanbaatar Amazons. Again, 3 members of this squad were on Team Mongolia last year, going private with their team this year. They are going to contend with Bangkok CT, another new squad. A lot of info on this Bangkok team. So we're just going to have to go with names in this one. It's Wongtafa. Second Thai squad in this one. Prajap Suk comes out last, the 27-year-old. Again, this is a fully new look team. Petmin and Panted round out the 4. We're gonna have to wait and see what this squad can deliver. And we've seen the other Thai team have some real offensive firepower in Udomsuk. Curious to see if this Bangkok squad can do something there too. Freeze, Gain Kim, and Giovanna. And there's Ulaanbaatar. Made herself into quite the star over the last few years. Averaged 7 points per game on last year's Women's Series. Picked up their first ever Women's Series victory, winning the tournament in Mongolia. Bat Erdin 6th in the world, Ulaanbaatar 9th in the world, and Ulaanbaatar in this offseason in the winter became the first female player from Mongolia to join the WCBA in China. So high level of play for her in the offseason. I'm curious to see how that will translate here to the 3x3 court.
All right, it's about to go down, but Andy, I got a question for you, man. It's time for...
Gain Kim will start us off, and the Ulaanbaatar Amazons will start with possession as we get ready to get going in this Pool B. It's your number 2 seed taking on your 10 seed here, and Ulaanbaatar lets it fly early. 2-point shot to start the game. Good start for Ulaanbaatar. So Mongolia active with 2 teams in this tournament. Ulaanbaatar Amazons as well as Team Mongolia. A very active federation, as some of you might know. We'll see a triple combination there, which is unique. I don't think that's happened before, as Kulan, another one. Wow, she is unconscious. But a Women's Series stop, a World Tour event, and then a World Cup. Unprecedented stuff there from the Mongolian Federation. Of course, you can check out all of that stuff on FIBA3x3.com, at FIBA 3x3. And if you want to look at what's going on here in Chengdu with the Women's Series, you can take a look at FIBA 3x3W, please. My name is The Mountain. Well, actually, my name is Boz Rosendahl. My nickname is The Mountain. You can hit me up at 3x3 The Mountain. I'll be with you live all day today, as well as tomorrow, as we look to see who gets crowned the Chengdu Women's Series champion here in 2025. Ulan will take a seat, and we'll get our first real look at Nadinkusel Nyamjov, the 18-year-old. Big promise in Mongolian 3x3 basketball. Played in the U18 World Cup in 2023. Averaging 6 points per game, leading their squad to an 8th place in the rankings. Spin cycle though, great move here. Underneath the basket, Ulaanbaatar. Whistle on the play. Ulaanbaatar yet again. Shares. Prajab Suk underneath. No, Ulaanbaatar comes away with the board. Prajab Suk. One on the shot clock. And a kickball violation. So Bangkok CT come away with one here. End of the shot clock, they get a kickball. And you can see the confusion on the Ulaanbaatar Amazons' faces. Prajab Suk to Panted. Back to Prajab Suk from long range, no. Bangkok CT can't find the long distance scoring early. Ulaanbaatar, they've got 2 twos down already. Nadine Kusel, a young promise, 18 years old, has the ability to score. So this might not only be a 1-2 punch, it might be a 1-2-3 punch if we keep going like this. Ono Batar, But Erdine, and Nadine Kusel. Turnover on the plate. Prajab Suk, no. Goes off her foot. And Ulaanbaatar Amazons take over. There's Kulan on her way to the rack. The quickness for Kulan, but can't convert. An answer. Ulaanbaatar leaves that shot short as well. So a bit of rust on offense for both of these teams here early. Prajab Suk. Midi pull up there. Fetnin can't get it to go. So again, both teams are a little bit rusty on offense. Bangkok, though, showing some good actions, getting to the basket, just missing some shots. Same with Ulaanbaatar. Murat. Bobo Murat on the baseline is handled too physically. Free throws coming up, or at least it's a foul on the floor, so check ball for the Mongolian ladies. These ladies also feature as the Mongolia national team. Won bronze at the FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup 2024. Badardine and Ulaanbaatar members of that team. Oh, step through, great. Oh, missed it. $1 million move and a 2-set finish on that one. Oh, Fatnin on the other end. Converts, ties the game up at 4. Ardian Setseg, splash ball. Ardian Setseg averaging 7 points per game last year. A known scorer. And again, a 1-2 punch with Kulan. They go back to Kulan. Hesitation, Badardine finishing underneath the basket. So that combo's working, 7-4. That means working as well. 7-5 as Bangkok gets closer, and then a foul on the whistle on the play. And we've just gotten to our first TV timeout. That's foul number 4 on Bangkok CT. We'll see Ulaanbaatar in possession after we return from this timeout.
see you all there in the crowd, man. Everybody, hello. Ni hao.
Here we go again. High post action for Ulaanbaatar, but they lose to Wilson. Bangkok CT, Wong Tafa crossing left to right on her way to the cup. Lefty lay is good. Dribbling out there like the ball owes a rent. Adiun Setseg on the other end. Shores up, 8-6. Oh, big shot. Wong Tafa ties the game at 8. Fetney. Scoop shot is no good. It's her own rebound though, fresh 12 seconds. Big cross from Mustafa, good defense by Badardine, but foul on the play.
And the foul, though, 4-piece for Ulaanbaatar and Bangkok.
So even though the block might have been clean, it's called a body foul. So we'll see. Wong Tafa on the stripe. 26 years of age, Wong Tafa ranked 5th in Thailand. Oh, backdoor cut. Great play, but no finish on the back end of it. Adiun Setseg. Taking her time. Driving slow like Sunday morning. Oh, pulled the chair on her as well. The hustle by Bangkok. Getting offensive board after offensive board, and with 5 minutes left to go in this one, the 10 seed up 1. Murat changes that though. 10-10. Wong Tafa. Tough to get a grasp on. Lethal crossover, using that quickness. Murat coming through at a crucial time here, 10-10, but a free throw coming up for Sasipor and Wong Tafa. And another 1-point lead for Bangkok. Could this be another upset? Saw earlier today. Yuanda Meile coming away with a huge upset over the Thailand women's team. 12 against your 3rd seed. 4th seed, I apologize. Whistle on the floor, that looks to be an offensive foul. Foul number 6 on the Ulaanbaatar Amazons. Nadi Kusel will take a seat. The 18-year-old in her first women's series action. Wong Tafa now from long range, dials up, but it's not answered. Adiun Setseg battling underneath the basket. Oh, Kulan lines one up, 2 scoops, no cone. That's just straight cold. And she is in her duffel bag. Answered. Fetning can't get it to go though, Murat. Down to Adiun Setseg, who gets fouled and will take a trip to the free throw line. That is foul number 5 on Bangkok. But look at Ulaanbaatar. Dial Kulan if you're in need. She answers from long range. .352 to go in this one, and again, Bangkok CT is hanging around this game for longer than some may have expected. And this is your 2nd seed in the Ulaanbaatar Amazons, going up against a fresh new squad in Bangkok CT. Bangkok CT is hanging around, standing the two-headed monster that is Badardin and Ulaanbaatar. Ariun Setseg splashes and ties, actually puts her team up by 2, 13-11. Tafa's quickness is just incredible, 13-12. She's out here cruising. Good box out by Wong Tafa. Possession back over to the Thai women. But look at this. Skip the cue, crosses, and gets to the cup at will. Sasiporn Wong Tafa showing out this one. Prajapsuk opts out of the shot. No room, but there's Wong Tafa again underneath the basket, tying it up at 13. 3:20 on the clock. Ulaanbaatar steps back. Hit on the shot, no call, but the 2 drops. She's good from this, is like she's got some frequent flyer miles. Saved in bounds, but a travel called on Fetnin. In a game that's back and forth like a seesaw. Utafa has been incredible in this one, but it's been the long-range shooting for Ulaanbaatar that has really done most of the work here for the Ulaanbaatar Amazons. Kulan this time loses her defender. Medi pull-up, no. Offensive foul called. As Kulan did push off a little bit on the move. Slightly, just a little bit. Referee's onto it though. Fetnin, no. And Bedardine gets fouled. Ariun Setseg Bedardine drawing the 6th foul on Bangkok. Both teams in or at the bonus. Murat. Possession over to Bangkok CT. Wong Tafa. To Prajapsuk. Looking for space for a shot. Fetnin, no. Ulaanbaatar playing with Kulan on the bench, but they got Badardin Ariun Setseg underneath the basket. And a 3-point lead as a result. Look at Wong Tafa going to work. Thailand's got some scores. You got Udom Suk on the other team and Wong Tafa on this one. Uh-oh. Ariun Setseg, 3 offensive rebounds. Might be a little bit of stat padding going on here. Anyway, I'm sure she didn't mean to miss that, but she did. And now a call on the play, which means Prajapsuk will head to the free throw line for 2 easy ones. Look at this though. A miss and then eventually a make off of 1 foot falling backwards. Oakland Prajapsuk, the 27-year-old on the line. Manages to knock down both, so Bangkok back within 1 point. Another tightly contested game. Ulaanbaatar, no. Murat with the board. Kulan this time opts for a drive, hangs in the air and hits. It's the star power of Ulaanbaatar that's really shining in this one. Fetnin steps back. Big shot here. Can't connect. Murat gets blocked. Bodies on the floor, fighting for the Wilson, who's in possession. Comes away as an Ulaanbaatar Amazons ball, but look at this. Sent that back. Dafa with the misdirection. Wow, and one. An option for 2 more free throws for the 26-year-old who's hooping out in this one. My goodness, he made her dance like a TikTok tutorial. Caught the contact, made the layup, and an opportunity for her squad to go up. That free throw ties things at 18 with exactly 60 ticks to go. Second free throws a make as well, and don't look now, but Bangkok CT have Ulaanbaatar on the ropes. Arjen Tsetseg. There is a whistle. Someone got fouled. And Arjen Tsetseg will be at the free throw stripe, as that is number 7 on Bangkok. Arjen Tsetseg. Again, a huge leap for her as far as play last year. Became that reliable secondary option that Mongolia needed so much. And the 24-year-old ties the game up at 19. Wongtafa. 2 would end things. Wongtafa gets to the cup, but can't connect on the shot. Again, first team to 21 wins. Ulaanbaatar with the rock in hand. She steps back. She wants another 2, but airmails it. Fetnin. Thailand now up 1. Bangkok looking very good. The Amazons need a 2, and Arjen Tsetseg lines up a 2. 16 seconds to go. Ulaanbaatar can't foul. They have to go for a steal. Fetnin, no. Ulaanbaatar need a 2. They need it badly. 5 seconds to go. Kulan opts to tie the game at 20, so we will head to overtime. Heady play there by Kulan, realizing that Bangkok CT was going to guard that 2-point arc tightly. And opting for a drive here to make sure that her team gets to overtime. Now again, we've seen an overtime already. But let me remind you again of the rules of this game at 3x3. In overtime, game clock's off, shot clock's on. And the first team to score 2 points will win the game. Heady move here by Ulaanbaatar. We've been good all game. But this Bangkok CT team is surprising. Come in as the 10th seed, no real experience as far as that I could see on the squad, in the sense that not a lot of these women have played a lot of Women's Series tournaments. And now they are in possession of the Wilson with an opportunity. The ice, the Ulaanbaatar Amazons. Oh, Wongtafa dropped her to one knee. Bangkok CT up 1. Good defense as well. And Nadine Kusel losing to Wilson, but look at Wongtafa using that blazing speed. Wow. Bangkok CT, they got Ulaanbaatar on the ropes. Of course, they go to Wongtafa. Fetnin on the drive. Fetnin can't finish. Ulaanbaatar needed 2. Murat lines one up. Back iron. Wongtafa now finds Fetnin underneath the basket, and Bangkok CT with a huge upset in overtime come away with a victory over your number 2 seeded Ulaanbaatar Amazons. What a game, what a game. Wongtafa, the 26-year-old, was everywhere for this Bangkok CT team. And look at the final play. As Sroifa Fetnin gets open and puts that 22nd point on the board. Bangkok CT come away with a win in this one. In your first action in Pool B, take a look back at the moving images from this game as we get ready to get into Pool A action. Three games in, we got two upsets, and then we got this game on deck. Pool A action, where the Netherlands, your number one seed, will take on Australia in a battle of favorites. Both these teams are looking like favorites to win this tournament. And the Dutch squad with some new old faces. Evelien Lutjes-Hippold, a member of the Netherlands in 2018 when she played the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires. Some college basketball years under her belt. Now she's back in 3x3 as well as, look at this, Ilse Kat, a mainstay on the Dutch teams before the 2021 Olympics. Took a step back due to injury, disappeared off the scene, played with all of her sisters. All four of the Kite sisters in Katwijk at Grasshoppers. But she's back on the 3x3 court to add to this squad. And of course, there's your number one player in the world, Noortje Duce. We interviewed her for our Word on the Streets podcast. Check that out. At Word on the Streets replaced the E's with threes. An exclusive interview with your world number one, and the squad's rounded out by Janice Boonstra. They are going up against a squad that could just win it all out here in Chengdu. A 9 seed with maybe a little bit more oomph to them than what a 9 seed normally should have. Australia got Hank and Goodchild as members of the Champions Cup team for Australia, where they placed third. They add McSpadden, who's fresh to 3x3. There's Hank. And there's your star in Meile Goodchild. Lastly, we have Fowler, who also played at those Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires in 2018 and also featured in the Under-18 World Cup in 2017. But this is the woman that is supposed to be driving that. It's Meile Goodchild, part of the Asia Cup squad for Australia, as well as the Champions Cup. This Australia squad, standing notwithstanding, is one of the favorites in my book to win it all out here. And what a matchup in pool play already between the Dutch, who are your number one seed, as well as Australia as your 9 seed. Don't forget about Takasaki now, who come in with maybe the most firepower out of any squad. They're the third team in this pool. We'll see them later. Both teams will get their last warm-ups in what's supposed to be a very, very good game. They have met on the international stage before. Last time was the University Olympic qualification tournament last year in pool play. That ended up being a Dutch win. Netherlands 2-0 of all time against Australia. One of those games, though, played way back in 2017, so we'll not take too much out of that one. It's game time, though, here in Chengdu as we roll on our first look at Pool A action with a big banger right away. Netherlands and Australia on deck. Here we go. Hank. Easy money underneath the basket. Both squads got size. Both squads have the speed. Which squad can get that going the best? Boonstra underneath. It's a 1-1 game and a foul on the Dutch. Pick and roll game in effect for the Netherlands with an early finish. Fowler to Goodchild. No space for a shot. She goes down on the block. Hank now one-on-one in the post. Spins and wins, but wait a minute. Whistle on the floor. Not quite clear what happened there, but the Dutch are back in possession. Boonstra, and now a pushing foul on Australia. Big bucket for the Dutch. Goodchild with the answer is left begging. Noortje Driessen. Go back to Boonstra with the seal. Attacking that mismatch. A big lead for the Dutch to start the game. 4-1. Spat into Goodchild. Noortje, there's Evelien Schiphol. So the Dutch outplaying those mismatches, trying to see if they can get Goodchild in a switch against either Schiphol or against Boonstra. But it's Noortje Driessen beginning the game with a big splash from the outside. Hank, no. So Noortje Driessen last year led all players in player value, scoring, highlights, key assists, buzzer beaters, drives, blocks. Yeah. She's your #1 player in the world for a reason. Whistle on the floor. Schiphol down to Boonstra. They are planning to attack Goodchild. That is very clear. And underneath the basket. Spatted. Put a whistle on the floor. See what that's for. I think it might be an offensive foul or a travel. And the Dutch back in possession with a 5-2 lead. Guys, physical game here early. Both teams not looking to give each other much. Second foul on the Dutch, an offensive one. Possession back over to the Gangaroos. Four fouls on the Netherlands now. Australia in possession. They go down to McSpadden, who's in her first real 3x3 action in this one. Turns and fades, but it is no good. And then the shot clock runs out on him. Gangaroos, their first action after picking up that win at the Asia Cup, gold medal. Good child, a part of that team. Nortje, world number 1. She goes down to the block. Janice back to Nortje, eventually back to Nortje. And another long-range shot goes down for the Dutch. It's 7-2. Good child looking for an answer. Gets her cookies taken. Nortje with the clamps in the possession, and if you don't know, that's your world number 1 right there. With the soft touch from the outside, as well as the good hands. Got drive into the rack. This is something she can bring to the squad. She is a dynamic offensive player. And when she's comfortable, you better watch out.
That's going to be foul number 5 on the Netherlands. 2-0. 蓝队也是来到了全队的第5次犯规，而在这边澳大利亚只有2次犯规。
Good job. Quiet so far in the game. And connect on the midi. Possession back over to the team in white and orange. The Orange Lionesses get a cut 2 off the glass. And the Netherlands, a statement here early, 10-2 against an Australia team that's struggling to put points on the board. That helps. McSpadden. Boonstra fading on the shot. Schiphol can't control the board. It's good child now. On the move, stepping back, launching a 2. And cleaning up the mess. So at our first TV timeout, it's a 10-4 score. The Dutch are in the driver's seat. They're out here trying to prove a point. Your number 1 seed comes in with a vengeance in their first action in 2025. The Dutch women not a part of the Champions Cup as well as the Asia Cup, of course. Haven't played in a minute, but look like they haven't lost a step, especially this one, Nortje Driessen, with two balls early. Boonstra. Boonstra looking to move. Fading on the shot. What touch. And then underneath, it's McSpadden, who's been the sole source of buckets for Australia almost. Driessen. Blocked. Take that back with you. Good job. And McSpadden cleans up the mess underneath. A little extra to it. Take a look at Janice, though, with the touch. And then Nortje, you sent that back. Fowler with the good hands. 11-6. Australia coming back in this one a little bit. Driessen to Schiphol underneath, is fouled on the take. Free throws coming up for Evelien Schiphol, who again took some time playing college basketball after that 2018 Youth Olympic Games appearance. Played her ball at the University of California and then USF in Florida. Back to 3x3 now, though. Bring the size and rebounding ability, as well as some screening to complement your scoring punch from Boonstra, Kuiten, and of course Nortje Driessen. Good job. It's been a little bit quiet this game so far. Lines one up. The type of game for her. No shooters bounce, but the Aussies control the boards. Guy to Boonstra in that mismatch yet again. Spins but can't connect. Transition for the Aussies.
Offensive foul. 来向的对手非常的激烈，7分犯规。
It's been Fowler, McSpadden, as well as Hank underneath the backboard, using their size to try to get the Dutch on the back foot. 12-7 as a result. Guys, no. And Wilson goes out of bounds. The Orange Lionesses will retain it. High post action now for the Dutch. A screen for Kuit. They go into Schiphol underneath the basket. 1 foot fadeaway for Evelien Lucky Schiphol. ELS with the big move and the big bucket. Hank forcing her way to a miss on the floor. That is foul number 7 on the Dutch. Just over the halfway mark in this one. First, take a look back at Evelien Lucky Schiphol with the 1 foot fader. We'll see 2 Australian free throws coming up next. As the Dutch are in the bonus with 7 fouls. Hank, no good on the first. Hank on the second one. Can't connect, so 13-8. Driessen. Trying to create some space. Driessen on her way to the rack is fouled. Shot doesn't go down, but free throws coming up for your world number 1. Norwich last year averaging 5.7 points per game and 3.4 rebounds per game. Very consistent all year long. And a long-standing member of the Dutch national team, winning several medals. Gold at the Europe Cup in 23, silver at the Europe Cup in 22. But throwing it all the way back to 2017, she won bronze at the U18 Europe Cup. So she's been around this game at 3x3 for a long, long time. Working herself up step by step, getting better every year. And now on the free throw stripe as Australia picks up that foul number 7. Of course, sister to one of the men's national team players on the Dutch team, Jan Driessen, Big Drizzy. We may start having, we have to start calling Nortje Little Drizzy. I'll have to talk to my partner, Tom Montgomery, about that. Anyway, Driessen. Driessen on the move to the rack and is hacked yet again. The Aussies in full-on wrestling mode, it seems. They keep putting the Dutch on the free throw stripe. And a big lead as a result. Look at Driessen, yeah. Swipe down, took the contact. And there's 2 free throws coming up for Nortje Driessen. She puts the Dutch at 18. A huge lead for the Netherlands in what could be a statement win over Australia, who lose possession of the Wilson here and hand it over to the Dutch. Driessen. Kuit off the dribble. She gets Nortje Driessen wide open. A 2-ball lined up, and that's down. 20-9. Great play by the Dutch. Misdirection and an open look for your world number 1. Hank to McSpadden underneath. But it's 20-10, so this is too little too late for the Gangaroos, who are on the back foot against a Dutch team that is just off of the chain. TV timeout, under 4 minutes, as we see our Olympic DJ Lass in the background. What up, Lass? This game looking like it might not get the full mark as far as time, as the Dutch are hitting down shot after shot, free throw after free throw. And your world number one showing out. High post play now for the Dutch. The score will end it. Driessen. Midi pull up. No good. Rebound controlled by the Gangaroos. Goodchild, who's had a very quiet game. Again, Goodchild with averages of 6.8 points per game at the Champions Cup. But unable to make an impact at this one, as the Dutch are just too much, it seems like. Noortje spins, hangs, and hits, and that will put this game on ice. A win in the bag for the Dutch, who were dominant from start to finish, even though they have a slightly new look. Ilse Kuijten, Vriendelijke Schiphol joining the squad, but the Dutch aren't slowing down. Your number one seed picking up first victory in Pool A play over the Gangaroos. Noortje Driessen putting the game on ice with this drive. You all take a look back at some of the moving pictures from this game as we get into a little bit of a break. We head back to Pool D here in just a few minutes. Thailand and Singapore coming up next. That game slated to start in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
OK， 来，掌声送给各位朋友们带来的精彩的街舞表演。好了，现场的各位球迷，让我们再度拿出手机扫描屏幕当中的二维码，来关注一下我们比赛同时，秀出你精彩的自拍秀。凡是在比赛中你的自拍照上大屏，就有可能拿到我手中 FIBA 3x3 的精美球帽一顶。来看到了，这边小朋友没有看镜头，叫果果是吗？哇，这边看一下啊，手机号都报出来了。这边朋友没问题，哥俩好，以后一起来打3对3，好吗？加油，3对3就是生命，没错，篮球就是我们热爱。看到了，这边是为咱们曼谷队加油的球迷。哇，好棒！这是我们辛苦的工作人员的自拍照。中国队加油，小朋友！继续来为我们中国队加油，在晚期之后还有我们中国队的比赛，加油加油！继续扫码，并且呢踊跃的来参与我们的自拍照上大屏的环节，有机会拿到我手中的精美的FIBA 3x3 的精美球帽一顶。
Back to the action we go as Pool D. We get our second look at Thailand women, who had an explosion from Ratchakhor Udomsuk in their first game, but it wasn't enough to get a win as they lost 22-20 to Yuanda Meile. And we get our first look at Team Singapore. There's your Thai team. Again, a well-played game for them. It wasn't enough down the stretch as the size of the Chinese ended up overpowering them. It's Kun Chuan and Rung Rian come out first. There is Waddington Sumat, who had 2 points and 4 rebounds, but the real star of the show, Ratchakhor Udomsuk, and what may be one of the bigger scoring explosions we've seen this year, 17 points. 5 rebounds, 6 highlights for her in an incredible game against Yuanda Meile. 17 is just ridiculous. 17 out of 20 points. But again, not enough. So a must-win situation here for Thailand against a Singapore team that comes in as your 5th seed, 11th at the Asia Cup in 2025. Choi Ting Tang comes out for her first action on the Women's Series here in 2025. Joined by Lydia Ng-ji Yi. 23-year-old, stands 172, ranked 2nd in Singapore. And last but not least, Jermaine Lim Jiaying, a young team, this Singapore. It's Hang Tang, Ang-ji Yi, Lim Ya-jing. This team, desperate for some wins. Haven't picked up a W in a minute. Again, your 5th seed out here. They have played Thailand before twice. Last year at Chengdu and Langfang. Both of those games a loss. See if they can change that here. Again, Thailand in a must-win situation. If they lose, they will be out of contention. Singapore's best result last year, 7th at the Poitiers and Saskatoon stops. And again, this team's had a bit of a warm-up in the Asia Cup. Leading scorer in that tournament, Lim Jia-ying, with only 2.5 points per game for her at that one. So Singapore is going to be looking for sources of offense in this one. Thailand, we know who the offense is going to be. Ratchakorn Udomsuk, I'm not sure if she can improve on that 17-point outing from last game, but we'll see. She might. She's that talented. And she will be in her duffel bag in this one. Pool A action continues from Chengdu. Thailand start us off. Udomsuk gets the Wilson back. Udomsuk on the move. They go down to Kunchan. And a shot clock violation. That action took too long to come together. The Thai women will turn it over. Singapore's first possession here. Udomsuk driving left, steps through, righty scoop, a foul, no make though. First foul on Singapore. Udomsuk, clear as day. Splashing that from the free throw stripe. A step back from Singapore off the glass, and it's in. Big shot by Jermaine. Rungran to Kunchan. Kunchan, no. Good defense. Another look from long range. Singapore unleashing the two-point shot here early. 4-1 lead. I'm sure she meant it that way, using the glass to get ahead. Second one, pure as well. A 5-1 lead for Singapore, who were off to the races after 1 minute. Rungrian. Righty scoop, no. And a whistle off the ball. Jermaine. Down to the block, but the cookies are taken. Rungran with the good hands. They go down to Kunchan. Trying to outplay the size advantage. It's good underneath the basket. 5-2. Thailand creeping back in. Jermaine, though. Uh-oh. That's an errant pass. No teammate there. But look at the spin cycle. Kunchan going to the right shoulder, right hand. Kunchan again. They look for Udomsuk. Kunchan. Puts her head down and gets that a rack, a bump, and a bucket. And a third foul on Singapore. Kunchan active early in this one. Takes the contact, finishes off the glass, and a free throw to boot. That's good as well. Thailand back within 1 point. Jermaine, we've seen her hit those. She can really shoot it, man. Jermaine is showing a shooting ability I have not seen before, but Singapore in the lead because of her actions. Unconscious from 2. Anytime she gets a little bit of daylight, she pulls the trigger. And it's the waterworks so far. Jermaine from real, that is from the Enlio logo. That might have been a heat check. And Jermaine will take a seat. Udamsuk. Quiet in this one so far. Udamsuk on the way to the basket. Is defended well. Jermaine back on the court. Flips the ball to no one. Rungrian takes over. Underneath. There and pass. A bit of a messy phase in the game here. Right around the 7-minute mark. Both teams with a couple of turnovers. Got to take care of the ball in this game at 3x3. Singapore back to it. They go down low to the block. And Lydia with an easy finish. Size advantage, Singapore, who have Xingyue and Lydia, 172 and 180 for the 23 and the 24-year-old. A big lead here early. Jermaine, no. Saved from going out of bounds, though. Xinyu under in the basket, stopped with a foul. Thailand's looking a little bit out of sorts after that very well-played first game against Yuanda. Now fouling on defense, can't really do anything on offense. So a much-needed TV timeout for both teams. Back at the body of work of Jermaine, who is pulling shots left and right. Xinyu at this free throw strike. Takes care of that. 9-4. Suma. Can't get the shot to drop. Rebound though. Bounces around. Ends up in the hands of Rungrian. She finds Sumat yet again. Rungrian. Long range attempt from Sumat goes begging.
Too much hands-on, and also we found number 7 on Team Thailand in the penalty.
So a bit of physical activity there. And free throws coming up as that is foul number 7 on Thailand. Xinyu at the stripe. She's been good from there. And Thailand needs some more of Ratchakor and Udomsuk. After that 17-point explosion in the first game, he's been quiet in this one. 1 and 2 for Xinyu. The scouting report is out on Ulaanbaatar, who's just being hounded by Jermaine. No space for her. Some space in this case for Kunchan as a secondary option. That score goes down, and she'll take the extra contact after the 4th foul from Singapore. Back to a 4-point game. Here's Ulaanbaatar. To Rung Rian, good action. Rub screen gets them a layup. Uh-oh, the misdirection underneath the basket, but a miss. And now a foul on Lydia. Number 5 on Singapore. Ulaanbaatar almost loses to Wilson. And a travel to boot. Thailand struggling in this one so far. Jermaine to Lydia. And a whistle on the floor now. Free throws coming up for Warinton Sumat. Takes care of that with the lefty stroke. And even though the struggles, Thailand could be back within 1 point in this game. Right around the halfway mark, Sumat takes care of both free throws. Jermaine. Xinyu, pick and roll action, beautifully played, but not finished underneath the basket. Xinyu with the board though. Xinyu from range. Whistle on the play. Kunchan runs into her while taking the shot, so we'll see the 24-year-old head to the stripe, take a look at Kunchan. Can't control her movement. Momentum takes her into Xinyu. And 2 free throws to boot. 8 foul on the Thai women. Both teams in the bonus. Xinyu. Nope. Han Xinyu, the 24-year-old, ranked 11th in Singapore. Also a member of that Asia Cup squad. Underneath the basket, Rongrian, great finish. And the answer right there for Lydia. So back and forth we go. A 2-point lead remains for Singapore, who were up big to start this one. And they now force a jump ball. Look at Rungrian driving right, getting to the basket. That scoop shot good. Ulaanbaat's been really quiet in this one, and a double dribble violation. She's just being hounded by Lydia. Great defense. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm sure she's going to want that back. Choi Ting. Suk wants to rock. She's fouled, and that is going to be 2 free throws for the tournament's leading scorer. Free throw stripe might be where this game is won, as both teams are in the bonus. Every free throw from now, actually every defensive foul from now on will be free throws. And it's Suk knocking the first down. Well, 12 game with 4 minutes to go. And under the basket, it's Kunchian, the and one foul, and some free throws to boot. Those will come up after this TV timeout. John from the stripe, no good on the first. Score remains a 13-13 game, a tight contest. Choi Ting breaks the tie, 14-14. Oh, geez. Sean breaks the tie, though. 15-14 Thailand. We're up now. Jermaine, quiet after those first couple of makes. That is denied. Kun Chan with the good hands out there looking like she's guarding the Krabby Patty recipe. Take that back. You're not getting close. Jermaine. Oh, there you go. 15-15, this game's got more action than your group chat on the weekends. Ulaanbaatar, easy lay. Jermaine, one-handed runner, gets her own rebound, and a foul. So no discipline on Thailand, who pick up their 9th foul. Both teams right at the double bonus. 10 fouls means 2 free throws as well as possession. And is Jermaine taking advantage of this 16-16 tie? Oh, gets her own rebound. 1-point lead for Singapore, who are in dire need of a win. They haven't won a game in a minute. Rungrian misses the layup. Ball bounces around, ends up at Rungrian. Fresh 12. There's Kun Chan. No. And a foul. That's number 10. Oh, what are we seeing here? Frustration there from Kun Chan, who missed the lay. And then just smacks Lydia. Will now be on the free throw line for 2, and her team will get the possession back. So Singapore, who have not won any games as of late. Lydia on a personal 6-game losing spree for this squad, now in the driver's seat to maybe pick up a crucial win and send Thailand packing. 18-16 Singapore. Try to feed it into Choi Ting, who ends up running into the camera guy. Luckily, everybody is okay. Suat touching that last, though. Actually, Choi Ting chased it down, threw it back in bounds. So, foul on the play. That's 11 on Thailand, but way, way short for Choi Ting. And the camera guy's smiling. He is okay. Again, a free throw line decisive in this game. Choi Ting knocking one down, bringing her team to 19 points, 2 points away from game over. And they have possession here. Jermaine knocked down a few twos early in the game. Can she get loose again? She gets it back, almost loses to Wilson. Bodies are flying. Jermaine has to pull up. 1 second on the shot clock. Jermaine gets the win for Singapore. At the end of regulation here, 21-16 for a Singapore team that hadn't picked up a victory in a while. They knock out Thailand, who topped the pool for them, in an improbable win. Your 5th seed against your 4th seed, and it's Jermaine with the kill shot at the end of that game. Thailand will leave this tournament scratching their heads after an explosion from Udom Soup. They couldn't capitalize in this game against Singapore, who now have punched their tickets into the quarterfinals already. And it's between them and Yuanda Meile, who will come out of pool play first. Y'all take a look at the moving images from this game. What a contest. Incredible. So we already saw a huge upset here in Chengdu. And now we have another very big game on deck. It's our first look at Team Mongolia. New look Team Mongolia, who have changed their team after last year, bringing a lot of the ladies to the Ulaanbaatar Amazon squad. Some remain. Chenjav being one of those. Ulaanbaatar as well as Bazar Gurev remain for this squad as well. And they add Muksai Khan. She was on the team in 2023 and played the Asia Cup and Olympic qualifier in 2024. The question with this squad is who will step up. Bazar Gurev, Ulaanbaatar, and Chenjav last year averaged a combined 4.7 points per game. Muksai Khan in 2023 was at 2.6 points per game. So a squad with some question marks going into this game. No question marks for this China squad. A decisive 21-12 victory over Kazakhstan, and they saw Yuanda with 7 points and 5 boards. A balanced scoring effort for the Chinese, who got 4 points out of Zhu, 4 points out of Hu, and 6 points out of Li. This China team looking very dangerous. There's Li Wencha. Again, 6 points, 3 key assists for her. And they've stamped their names as one of the favorites for this Chengdu opener. In that first game they played, again, second game on deck now against Mongolia. Both teams have seen plenty of each other in the past. 7 games played between both teams ever since the 2020 Summer Olympic Games, actually in 2021. 3 of those games were won by Mongolia. 4 of those games were won by China. Last few, though, have been Mongolia wins. The Asia Cup in 2024 in the quarterfinal, and the Ulaanbaatar stop on the Women's Series last year in the semifinals. 2 fully different squads, though. China then featured different players, as did Mongolia. Bayan Narangu, the only one on this squad, a part of that Ulaanbaatar stop win last year. Here we go, trying to go to the size advantage right away. Zhu underneath the basket, good. On the drive, but no connection, like the Wi-Fi's out, and then they have to contend with Yang, a foul on the floor before she can get her score up. Looking for a scoring option is Mongolia. Big drive, the bump, and the bucket. It's Tenjov Bolortsetseg with the take. On the other end, Li, no good. No foul call on the play. Trying to go back down into Yang, using that size advantage yet again. A foul and free throws coming up. Look at the overpowering size advantage that Hang Yu-yang actually has underneath that basket. It is such a mismatch. Knocks down a free throw as well. Righty hook, no good. And China trying to feed the parking meter yet again. But this time the pass is off the mark. Zhu controlling the glass. To Hu. It's not just Yang with a size advantage. Zhu is actually quite tall herself. Oh, big shot. Bolortsetseg. He gets stuck, glitches and throws that pass out of bounds. So Mongolia sticking close early. Bolor Tsetseg here with the pull-up. Oh, easy finish. No. Wilson's lost. A fight for the ball, and defense will get possession in a jump ball situation. That was clearly the Mongolians that had possession of the ball. Rebound chase down. Bolor Tsetseg on the move now. Past Yang. Oh, that's good offense, but the layup. And then Yang out muscling everybody underneath that basket yet again. It's the bread and butter of the Chinese offense. And Young. This time finding Zhu for two. Is good, tying the game up at 5. And a turnover right away. A layup missed though by the Mongolian team, who haven't really found their accuracy just yet from close range. They have the scrappiness though. Keep forcing turnovers on the Chinese. And this time a make over the outstretched arms of Yang. One of the most difficult layups they've gotten, and that one's a drop. And that will get us to our first TV timeout. Serenkheim moves that gun, feeling that nose.
时间还有7秒。还有6秒。高度做得好，传球 ，Big and roll，Takasaki 和经典的挡拆配合。又是一次成功防守，来自于李文成，极限的拼抢，极限救球。
China now up to a 10-7 lead. And Mongolia possession. They need a score here to remain close. Table officials looking at something here.
WCA 的武汉盛帆有过效力。来，比赛进入了技术暂停时刻。
What are the table officials looking at? We look back at some of the moving images from this one where China has taken a 3-point lead and close to the halfway mark of the game. Mongolia in possession. Again, 5 minutes left on the clock. On the move, righty scoop. Connect now, they have to deal with Yang again. Oh, the footwork. Check the footwork. 11-7. And again, a miss underneath the basket by Erdene Bayan Narango. China looks like they're running away with this one, especially after that make. Who? From range. Mongolians need a score, and they need it fast, and that is exactly what they needed. Bolor Tsetseg with the medicine. Dripping in 2. And a midi pull-up as an answer. Lee Wen shot. Connection on that pass, like the Wi-Fi is out. Look at this midi pull-up though. Right in stride. Steps into the shot. Good form. Lee Wen shot. Bringing her team up by 5 again. Make that 6 after that Joe make. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's too many steps on that. Hank Tool. Bazar Gurev. Take a seat after turning the Wilson over. And again, China running away with this game after the 5-minute mark. It was so close for the first 5 minutes that now it's just take after take. And an errant pass in between. That will get us to our second TV timeout. And again, an easy few minutes here for China, who've gotten their way and have gotten to the basket time and time again. Putting Mongolia on the back foot. Mongolia struggling to find any scores, missing a lot of layups. And stuff like this don't help. When Lee Wen shot gets into her mid-range bag. Moving it off the key. 2 on the shot clock. And Bolortsetse can't get that close to the basket. So a turnover on the team in blue. And it looks like the Mongolian ladies are out of options in this one. A 6-point deficit is tough to erase off the board if your offense isn't clicking. And it's not been for the last few minutes. Hu. Lee chases down the board. A handoff with Yang. Lee to Yang underneath. Yang trying to be fancy with it. Rocking it left to right, hitting the bottom of the backboard. Oh, making her dance, stepping back. Bolortsetse. Bring the waterworks to your eye. Yang on the other end, making up for one of those points. And a big shot by Mutsaikan goes begging. Who fouled on the shot? So Tserenka, Mutsaikan will take a seat. Mongolia, they need a bucket though, and they've gone to Bolortsetse every time they need it. Bolortsetse lines up another long-range shot, no good. Rebound turned over. Yang's got position, and they foul her again. Both teams have played some decently disciplined defense though. Not a lot of fouls in this one. Look back at the dance of Senjov Bolortsetse. If I'm pronouncing these names oddly, please help me out. You can hit me up at 3x3 the Mountain. I need some help on my pronunciations, especially the Mongolian ones. Because I'll be visiting that country later on the year for the World Cup, so I need to practice just a little bit. Hit me up at 3x3 the Mountain. Hit us up if you want to follow all of the action from Chengdu at FIBA 3x3W. Make sure you use the hashtag 3x3WS. A heave does not go, and China is in command of this one. 18-11 lead to Yang. Uh-oh, from range. There we go. Han Yu-yang showing off the touch from the deep end. Not only a force underneath the basket, but apparently a force from far. She is stumbling though, but that shot attempt is missed. Zhu. The bucket will end it. Zhu on her way to the end of the game, and it's China picking up their second victory, making sure they end atop of Pool C, taking down Kazakhstan and Mongolia, your 6th and 11th seed. In this one, it was the size of Yang and the shooting from all four ladies that was too much. Mongolia will get ready for a matchup with Kazakhstan to see who will come out second in the pool, but China dominant on day one. Take a look back at the moving images from this game. shift our attention back to Pool B. First look at the Philippines, second look at the Ulaanbaatar Amazons, who are also in a must-win situation. The Amazons got bested by Bangkok CT in overtime in their first game. They got 19 out of their 20 points out of Ulaanbaatar and Batardin. Naninkusel Nyamdav struggled a bit in her debut in the women's series, to be expected of an 18-year-old. She's got the nerves out of the way, and I'm sure she'll be better this game. Bulbul Murat at 1.5 rebounds. But here's the two-headed monster. Kulat on Ulaanbaatar, 4-6 from range, 10 points, 8 boards for the Amazon. And Batardin Ariunsetseg, 5 rebounds. Was a beast under the basket, 5 of 8 from the one-point land. And again, the Ulaanbaatar Amazons, they need a win. A loss means they're going home. There's the men's. There's Worthy with the Sakura hair. Ryan Alberts looking invested with the on. But here's the Filipinas. Philippines, your 7th seed, an improbable run to 4th at the Asia Cup in 2025. They lost Camille Claren. Hoping her recovery is going well. But with 3, they still managed a run to the semifinals and the 3rd place game. Couldn't quite managing that one. But a squad to keep your eye on. Maybe an outside contender for a good result here, the Philippines. There's Kate Pingo. She's magic on the 3x3 court. She will bring some of the craziest handles you will see. She's joined by Pana, Cacho, and Ferrer. And this is your Filipinas. Go last year averaging 4.5 points per game. Their best result, a 5th place in Wuhan. The referees, Kiroshi Miroslavajovicin, in this one. This game is actually a rematch of some of the players, actually, not all of them, but some of the players that have played in the Asia Cup. These two teams meeting up in the quarterfinals. What ended up a 19-15 win for the Philippines. 9 big points out of Cacho in that one. Pingo with 5. And the last member of the squad that's not with the team now, Jasmine Josa, with 5 as well. Sure, Mongolia, and in this case, the Ulaanbaatar Amazons are looking to change the tide on that narrative. We'll see in just a few minutes, as again, they need a W to remain alive in Pool B action. Bangkok CT shocking early.
Hey, you enjoy yourself there in Chengdu, but man, brother, I gotta tell you something, it's amazing. You know what? My watch is broken, bro. I need some help. 现在是7点。后来 know it's game time.
Get ready for the action here from Chengdu to continue Pool B play. As we're heading into the later stretch of games. And here we go. The Filipinas off to the races with a 2-ball early. My goodness, what a start to the game. Big bucket early there by Ferro. Now it's Batardin to Kulan. Kulan on the rack attack, laying and getting the Ulaanbaatar on the board first. And another 2-ball splash from the Philippines. Ferrer turnover right away as well. They give it up, and they give up an open shot to Dean. We're off to the races with both teams in this contest. Actually, we've been playing for less than a minute. There's 7 points on the board. Fight for a rebound, ends up with Murat. Ulan to Bedardine, can't get to her though. Look back at some of the action so far in this one. 2-point shot has been unlocked. Bedardine splashing in some of her own. There's Bana. Under the basket, Cacho shifty, but no connection on the make there. Ulan looking for some space for a shot. Ariyun Setseg with the misdirection. Nope, but a whistle on the floor. Bedardine, Ariyun Setseg taking the contact, and now at the free throw strike. Was very good in that game one against Bangkok CP. Like mentioned, 9 points, but it wasn't enough. This Mongolian team has all the ingredients to be a contender in this tournament. They are going to have to finish their games, though. Again, Bangkok game, an example of not being all the way sharp. And with this level of competition, if you're not sharp in a game, that means you'll take an L. Ulan at the free throw strike. And she will put her squad up to 6-4. Philippines, after a hot start, haven't been able to get a bucket. Cacho, no. Fouled, though. Cacho to Pana from range, fading on the shot. Nuh-uh. Murat with the board. On the move, finding Ariyun Setseg. Yes, ma'am. Cacho under the basket. Shifty with it. Justin Murat on her way to the cup. Murat with the answer here off the glass. Yep. Bingo. Working behind the screen with the big Euro step. Ariyun Setseg can't believe it. It's another foul on the Amazons. Look at Murat, though, speeding to the rack. Finishing with the soft touch off the glass. There is Pingo. Much needed score for her team, bringing the difference back to 3. Murat. Spinning and flipping it backwards. Boards controlled. And Kulan just muscles up a shot. As mentioned, Kulan worked on her game in the offseason as a part of the WCBA, the first Mongolian woman to ever make it out there. And Ferrer here with the soft touch. They leave Kulan open for 2. It's usually not a great idea. 4 of 6 from range in that first game, but rim on that attempt. A 4-point lead for the Mongolian ladies, who are playing with the right amount of desperation here. They need a W. So you need to come out with some fire. Our first TV timeout. The Filipinas started off hot, but have not been able to get it going since. Only a few layups sprinkled in, and it has been the Ulaanbaatar Amazons in the driving seat for this one. Look at Kulan out-muscling everyone for that rebound, and Bulbul Murat, shifty with it, putting it in 6th gear. Cacho. Better can't connect. There goes Kulan again, fading this time. Another whistle on the play. So tough to guard, Kulan Ulaanbaatar. Strong, athletic, can get to the basket, can shoot as well, and has gotten better every single year that I've seen her in 3x3. 180 tall, 180 centimeters tall for the 25-year-old as well. Bana, the fake and the scoop. Shot clock's running out though, as that hasn't touched the rim. Another idle possession for the Filipinas. High post play now. Ulaanbaatar behind the screen. Shot's no good, but too much physical contact. Bana run into her. Take a look at Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, Bana just not giving her any space to land. Filipinos are in trouble. That is foul number 6. 2 free throws coming up for the Mongolian star. Ulan. Empty on the second try. Gets the possession back. Sharing is caring, but Ariun Setseg blocked. End of the shot clock. Desperation heave is not connected. The Filipinas need some offense. Haven't seen them consistency score. Bingo can maybe make it work. That is a beautiful pass. Now a turnover. Cacho back in possession of the rock. Bingo. They go back to her. Bingo. Hot potato with that Wilson, and it ends up at Ariun Setseg. Oh, Hezi. Oh, yes, please. Hesitation. Back and forth here with the Wilson. It's Murat asking for a screen. Murat on the move behind the back, scoops it up and in. What a move. Murat Bulbul. Take a look at the shiftiness. Yoink. Ferrer lost. Bucket get. So the Filipinos are looking at a big deficit here as we approach the halfway mark in this game. This is the way we envisioned the Ulaanbaatar Amazons to play. Couldn't quite get there in that first game, but it's looking good in this one. Pana no. Nyamjab, great take. Narinkusel Nyamjab, the young buck, 18 years old, getting her first points. Another missed attempt by the Filipinas. The Mongolian ladies have really turned up their defense in the last few minutes of this game. Take a look as Nadine Kusel Namjav leans in and with the soft touch off the glass gets her team a big lead. Ariun Setseg, lefty late, gets it back, now a deep attempt. Oh yeah, splash ball. The Ulaanbaatar Amazons are unchained right now. 17-7, a huge lead as Ariun Setseg dials it up from long range and connects on the two-point shot. Pingle. Uh-oh. Pingle left to right, but leaves the layup short. Pingle now from range. Ariun Setseg with the answer. Also left begging. So back to Pingle we go. Try Pingle. Working behind the screen, gives it up. Pana from, no, that's from way out in the deep end, but Nadine Kusel with the drive, Cacho with the foul. It's his 7th on the Filipinas, though. 2 free throws coming up for the Mongolian ladies. We're looking better than advertised in this one. A rematch of the Asia Cup quarterfinals, but it's a lopsided contest, 17-7 at the second TV timeout. And an opportunity for the Mongolian ladies to close out the game here in the next few minutes. Take a look back at some of the happenings from this one. Ariun Setseg's been money. And even Nadine Kusel in her first Women's Series action getting involved. Bulbul Morat with the shiftiness. Yoink. Ron with 2 easy shots from the free throw stripe. First one is good. Lifts her team to 18. An opportunity here to get to 19. What are the Filipinas going to do? Can they do anything on offense? They've been trying to get some shots up. They've all been very highly contested. Cacho has been quiet in this one. And now a whistle on the plate. And it looks like a turnover for the Filipinas. Ulaanbaatar Amazons here with an opportunity to end the game. 2 points will get him to 21. Kulan looking at the shot, jumping sideways. No. Bulbul Morat with the rebound. Ariun Setseg opts for a drive. He's a layup short. So Ulaanbaatar will take a seat as she bumps into Pana. Cacho, no. Good hands by Ariun Setseg. Namjav can end the game with a 2. Took her a little bit too long to get that off. Filipinas back to it. Go to Filipinas again. Great pass. Pingle, though, can't connect. Well, it's been very active in the rebound. Ulaanbaatar, righty hook. Cacho. Hands and hits. Finally a score for the Filipinas, who, again, they need to tank some confidence for that second game. I'm sure this game's out of reach, but they have a very important matchup with Bangkok waiting in the rafters. Great steal. Bingo, good hands. Pana lines one up. Pana can't connect again. Filipino ladies, after a hot start from 2, have been drier than day-old crackers. And it's Ulaanbaatar putting the 20th point on the board for the Amazons. Cacho. Offensive foul. Too much in the screen for Kulan. So again, as the Filipinas, you know this game is out of reach, but you want to get as many points on the board as possible, as this pool could still be a 3-way tie. With the Ulaanbaatar Amazons picking up a win here, but taking a loss to Bangkok CT. And the Filipinas still having to take on Bangkok CT. This pool is far from decided, but they are going to need some points. So as many scores as you can get here for the Filipinas. Ferrer says, thank you, ma'am. I'll take that. Ulaanbaatar. Arjun Setseg from range. Nuh-uh. Chases down her own rebound, and that's caught and finished underneath the basket. Nadine Kusel putting a nail to the coffin of the Filipina ladies. And the Ulaanbaatar Amazons, well, they're going to be left waiting for the result of the last game, but they've gotten themselves in an advantageous position here. A win and a loss will end their day 1. And a well-played game with offense from all 4 ladies. Even Nyamjav Nadine Kusel got going. The final score in this one, 21-10. Enjoy the pictures from this game. One more game before we take a bit of a break. And we will get our second look at the Netherlands squad, who came out in their first game of the day with a dominant performance, a 21-10 smacking of the Australian Kangaroos. And Evelien Schiphol, new member to the squad, was quiet in that one. Wasn't needed on the offensive end. 1 point, 1 rebound for her. It was another one of these ladies that did the heavy lifting, let me tell you. We'll get to that, though. Ilse also back on the floor, 3 points. 1 of 2 from range. And Janice Boonstra, she got the 4 points, outplaying mismatches underneath the basket, but it was Noortje Driessen, the world's #1 player, with 13 biggins. 13 points, 4 highlights, 2 drives, and 2 key assists for the world #1. Again, we interviewed her for our podcast. Word on the Streets. Replace the E's with 3s. At Word on the Streets on Instagram. Look us up. Check out that exclusive interview with the world #1 player, Noortje Driessen. And again, after that, 21-10 win in the driver's seat in Pool A. But they're going to have to contend with this team. A new squad, but not really new. Takasaki. A lot of these players played on the Meibashi Flolish exit team last year. And it's Anna Tivenius, the Swedish lady. You didn't go stand up, part of the Guns and Buckets family, to come out, and there's your star. Ryoko Takahashi led Japan to silver in the Asia Cup in 2025, averaged almost 8 points per game, shot it at a 48% clip from range, and dear Lord, if this Takasaki team can get her going, they're going to be a very dangerous team. Saya Isai and Misa Yokoi round out the squad. Isai only played 1 women's series stop in her life in 2023 with gflow.exe. Takahashi and Yokoi, as well as Tiveni, as members of that Meibashi Flawless team from last year.
And what the first session we've had here at Chengdu Women's Series is our last game.
Curious to see what this Takasaki team can do. Come in ranked 23rd in the women's series standings. Again, got one of the more lethal scorers on the entire women's series in Ryoko Takahashi. 30-year-old, just unconscious from long range in that Asia Cup, getting her team to a silver medal. And I'm curious to see how that translates to the women's series last year when she played with Meibashi Flawless in 2 tournaments. Only 1 main draw made. She got up to 9.2 points per game. So not less, more. But they are going to have to contend with a very tough Dutch team that can score from all levels of the court, outplaying the mismatch with the shorter players or getting Noortje Driessen going, who again in that first game against Australia was just brilliant. 3 of 3 from range, got to the free throw line a ton, 13 points for her, and that's a scary sight for Takasaki.
Look at that. It is game time.
Tivenius will shake some hands. Again, a long-standing member of the Lidingö basketball family in Sweden. G and B stand up, and here we go. Quick shot to start us off. Takahashi's not waiting to get going. And a trip to the free throw line as a result as she was fouled on the play. Takahashi missing that free throw, rebound in Kai's hands. Guy to Boonstra, who's shown the ability to knock down long-range shots in the past, and that's just what she does. 2 points for the Netherlands, the first 2 points on the board. Boonstra with the board. Kuit. They flip it back to Boonstra. Opts out of the shot this time. 2 on the shot clock. Kuit's going to have to take this one. Rebound traced down by Yokoi. Misa Yokoi, 37 years old. Played a lot of 3x3 basketball, mainly in Japan though, on the local circuit. Mismatch underneath the basket. Driessen. Lil Drizzy, as we now have to start calling her. No, but Schiphol cleans up the mess. And an offensive foul there as Tivenius leans into that screen. Schiphol, again, a new add to this Dutch roster. The Dutch who will play with several teams this year. I believe they have 3 teams on the women's series so far. Remains to be seen who will be on the roster of those other 2. Takahashi can't get it to Tivenius. She still remains with the Wilson. A heave at the end of the shot clock is too much. Boonstra now, huge mismatch. They double team her. They leave Driessen open. And Lil Drizzy. I guess we're going to have to keep going with that. 5-zip. The Netherlands off to the races, out of the gates. Takahashi, maybe pull up. They do a double team here on Boonstra. They don't want her to go one-on-one against Takahashi, but they give up a wide open look from 2, and Norch has been so good all day knocking those down. Now fouled on the play. That is foul number 4 on Takasaki. Schiphol. Guys underneath the basket. Another one of those mismatches they want to outplay, but an offensive foul. She extends an arm. Can't believe the call. But bumps here just slightly. And Takahashi showing that contact well. Tivenius almost lost it. Yokoi now. One-hand runner off the glass. Touch on that shot. Kuit from the corner. Ilse Kuit with another 2-ball, and the Dutch are in a commanding lead already. Takahashi. And warning now on orange. And with orange, I mean Takasaki. Usually that's the Dutch. As we look back on Yokoi's push shot, with a warning on orange for delay of game. Schiphol turns, no good. Locked up by 2 players, but a free throw's coming. Foul number 5 on Takasaki. Moving very handsy early on in the game. And we will see Evelien Schiphol on the free throw strike in her return to 3x3 action on the international level. Takasaki back on the board, 8-4 is the score. Boonstra creating some space up and under, but forgets to make the layup. Gets her own rebound though, bullies, and gets that bucket. Uh-oh. Where's Takahashi? Told you she can go off for a bunch of scores. Underneath the basket, Schiphol, no good. Boonstra picks up the loose ball. Tries to get to the basket with the contact. No whistle on the play. 10-6 as a result, though the Dutch still up 4. Takahashi now. Loses to Wilson. So the Netherlands, a dominant display so far, have been going at the mismatch, getting open looks from two, just out of that action alone. Takasaki is not gone yet. They're still close. 4 points is not the biggest deficit. And this is a team, again, that can just go off for a bunch of points with Takahashi just going nuts from two. Have not seen it yet. Only one 2-point shot made for her. But I'm sure they're counting on more. A big lineup now for the Dutch with Boonstra, Riese, as well as Schiphol. And a whistle on the floor. Foul on Isai, a 32-year-old. That is number 6 on Takasaki. Schiphol again going at that mismatch. Another whistle on the floor. That is number 7. So 2 free throws coming up for ELS. Takahashi can't believe it. They are targeting her though. Takahashi, I'd say vertically challenged player. 164 centimeters tall. The Dutch on average over 180 centimeters. So a huge advantage, literally, for the Netherlands. Lucky Schiphol leaves both free throws short. And Takahashi lines one up and chases down her own rebound. The speed, Takahashi fouled on the play. Third foul in the Netherlands as we approach the 6-minute mark. Takahashi, no good. Back to Morchidrisa, who was bumped off of her spot. Net physicality is going to cost Takasaki. Another pair of free throws coming up for the Netherlands. Takahashi just too much contact on the push, as brother Jan, as well as Maarten Bouwknecht, Brian Alberts, and Worthy de Jong looking on, supporting the Dutch ladies. They'll take their talents and play in the Chengdu Masters, which will also happen this weekend. So a double Women's Series and World Tour. Women's Series action will continue today. We'll have the finals on the women's end tomorrow, and then the pool play on the men's end. And on Sunday, you'll be able to see the men's finals. So a weekend of 3x3 basketball indeed in Chengdu, capital of the Sichuan province in China. A wonderful city. I've been. Spent some time there. Well, missed connection. Starlink was out, and Takasaki threw the ball away. Boonstra to Kuit. Kuit with some space. That 2-point shot halfway down, but couldn't connect, and another whistle on the floor. As Tuvenia seems to pick up a foul on the rebound there. Extending her arms into Boonstra on the box out. So Janice Boonstra, an opportunity to get the Dutch ahead even more. The 9th foul for Takasaki as well. We're at the double bonus already. And we still have 6 minutes left to play. Takahashi, a little bit of space, can't connect quite yet from 2. The magic's not there for Takahashi today. He gets no space against the taller Dutch. Rebounds picked off by Tivanius, but takes a little bit too long. That ball didn't hit the rim, so shot clock violation. Possession back over to the Orange Lionesses. Frustrating day so far for Takahashi, who's been so good in this year as well as last year, but the shot's not falling for her today, and Schiphol not playing that size advantage yet again. The Dutch are just so much bigger than this Takasaki team. Tivanius. Guys. And Takahashi looks frustrated. He got hit with a technical for flopping on that screening action. Look back at that pick and roll they played with Tivanius. There we go. A foul actually on Fuyoko Takahashi. That means number 10 on Takasaki. 2 free throws for Boonstra, as well as possession coming up for the Dutch, who looks to be in the driver's seat on their way to the top of Pool A. 16-7 in the second beatdown the Dutch have delivered today. After taking care of the Kangaroos 21-10, Takasaki now on the bad end of the Dutch Fury. Lisa into Schiphol, who can't connect on the shot. Gets her own ball back. Boonstra pick and pop. She's hit one from that spot before. And Schiphol again chases down the board. They share, they care, and they finish 17-7. We're just under the halfway mark. Schiphol with another steal. Lisa into Boonstra under the basket. Uh-oh, a little careless. Doesn't hit the shot. This game might be over in a hurry here as the Dutch approach the 21-point mark as we are just over halfway through this game. Yoko. Takahashi pulls up from range. Again, the shot is just not there today. Fuyoko Takahashi, no space for her against this Dutch defense. Down into the post. Lucas Schiphol fading on the shot, no good. And now another whistle on the floor. And that seems to be foul number 11. Pick and roll action is beautiful. Oh, Teresa, take that back. Isai complaining about the fact that she thought that was a clean block, but Takahashi took the Shinkansen to the rack in that one. But the 12th foul now on Takasaki puts your world number 1 on the free throw strike for 2. Not rattled at all by that buzzer that kept going off. Brother Jan watching on the sidelines. Which a part of the Gold is Better documentary made about the Dutch men's national team winning the Olympic gold medal. Brother Jan a part of that team, and Noortje obviously very closely connected to that, as both of them tried to get to the Olympics and win a medal. Check that documentary out at FIBA 3x3 or on FIBA 3x3's YouTube. It is a beautiful piece, let me tell you. And Noortje, a big part of that storyline there. Trying to create her own storyline in this one. After going off for 13 in their first game, Noortje again good against Takasaki. Worthy's got the camera with him. He's going to try to capture some beautiful images. And more confident on those freebies. So the Dutch had get a game point. The two will end the game. Very early in this contest, 3:44 left. They go down to Schiphol, spinning, fading. No shooter's bounds though. Rebound to Takasaki. Turnover. There is Noortje. And Boonstra with the leg gets the Dutch to 20. Writings on the wall in this one. Although Janice opts to smack Tivanius to put it on the strike for two. Foul number 7 on the Dutch. Tivanius as a part of last year's Mebashi Flawless Jackson. 4.8 points per game. Haven't quite gotten to that this time. Those will help though, 20-9. The Dutch could end their day and could end in pool play 2-0. They get a Boonstra 2 off the rim. Oh, get that out of here. Take that back, please. Another block for the Dutch, who just put forth a stifling defense underneath the basket. Noortje down to Schiphol, no, but a foul on the play. And the Dutch can end it from the free throw line. Going up 2-0 in Pool A play. Punching their ticket into day 2 here in Chengdu. It's lucky Schiphol ending it for the Dutch, and your #1 squad out here in Chengdu is #1 in Pool A. Brother Jan is happy. He saw his sister play well. Big Drizzy saw Lil Drizzy pick up a win, and we will see the Dutch again tomorrow when they try to see if they can pick up a win here in the #1 ranking. Chengdu, your final score in this one, 21-9. Take a look at the moving pictures of this one. And as you do that, we are going to get ready to take a short break. So a session break coming up in between games. We will shift our attention back to the final stretch of pool play games here after that session break. 4 games left. Pool D, C, B, and A. Again, a lot still undecided. Singapore and Yuanda Meile, they'll be on deck in Pool D. After we watch this dominant display from the Dutch, who put Takasaki on the back foot early. Takahashi never got going for them, and the Dutch were too much underneath the basket with buckets and buckets, and pictures from Worthy. Everybody contributing for the Dutch, and Takasaki just not enough in the tank. These fellas are enjoying themselves. They get some time in between the Utsunomiya Masters last week and Chengdu Masters tomorrow. This game's in the books. Session break on deck. We'll see you back here at 7 p.m. local time for Singapore and Yuanda Meile. These are the standings so far. The Dutch in Pool A ahead. China also with 2 wins in Pool C. Pool B and Pool D more tightly contested, although Thailand is already out. Your tournament's co-leading scorer in Ratchakorn Udomsuk with a 17-point explosion, but it wasn't enough. Now again, we will wrap up all of these pools in the last 4 games of play. A lot still left undecided, so you better be here. 7 p.m. local time. We'll start with Singapore and Yuanda Meile to try to see who will pick up a second spot in Pool D. We will see you there.